Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we are back in Warframe for the third episode of Are Syndicate Weapons Still Good? The series where we test all 3 Syndicate weapons of each and every faction once a week to see which Syndicate has the best weapons. This week we are having a look at the Vaykor weapons from Meridian, a collective of Grineer clones with a unique cloning defect that makes them able to go against the queens and live their own lives. They undermine all Grineer operations they can, with the ultimate goal being reducing Grineer's power in the solar system. Finally, some likable fellas to represent among the Syndicate factions. The Vaykor family includes the Hack, Marelok and Sydon. These special variants all have a unique trait. Hack and Marelok get the Justice trait that, upon gaining enough affinity, triggers an explosion with 25 meters of range that deals blast damage, recovers 25% of your max health, and increases your armor by 15% for 30 seconds. While the Sydon increases your knockdown resistance by 50% by just being equipped, and is also able to store blind charges while blocking. When you reach 15 of these charges, you are able to then release all of them with the heavy attack performed while blocking, to trigger a radial blind that blinds all enemies within 15 meters. This range is affected by rich mods, so the more rich you have, the bigger this AoE, and the radial blind lasts for 5 seconds. You can check how many blind charges you have on your buff bar. And that's all the unique stuff going on for these weapons. If I forgot something, please add it in the comments for everyone else to see. Now moving on to the builds for all the Vaykor variants, this is what I'm currently using. For the Vaykor hack, I just focus on raw damage, and I am achieving that thanks to this Raven, which increases my crit chance, crit damage and multishot, Galvanize Hell for even more multishot, Critical Deceleration and Prime Ravage for a lot more crazy stats, Semi-Shotgun Cannonade to increase my damage by 240%, and also to gain some punch through, Blaze for more damage and heat, Galvanize Savvy for status chance and also to increase my damage by even more, and Hand Munitions to also have a chance to apply Slash. This is mostly a personal preference, so you can replace it with whatever you like. I am also using Counterbalance in my extra slot because this weapon does have a little bit of a kick, and this will counterbalance that. And the arcane I'm using is Primary Crux to gain more status chance and ammo efficiency on weak point hit. And the main reason I use it is for the ammo efficiency, because it allows me to shoot for longer, since this weapon only has 8 bullets in the magazine. For the Marelok, I have a similar setup to what I have on the Hack, so mostly focusing on just raw damage, and I also have a Raven that increases my damage and gives me a lot of heat, which is quite nice. I'm also running Galvanized Diffusion and Shrapnel rounds to increase multishot by a tremendous amount. And although this costs me a little bit of damage, it's not that big of a deal. Galvanized Crossers, Prime Pistol Gambit and Prime Trigger Cracker to get a little bit more crit stats. Semi-Pistol Cannonade to increase my damage by 300% and gain some punch through. And Scorch for more heat and status chance. If you do not have a Raven, I just will probably use Ornate Strike or maybe Galvanized Shot. And in the extra slot, I had Steady Hands, but now Barrow has released Prime Steady Hands, and the arcane I'm using is Cascadia Flare to increase my damage up to 480% upon applying heat status. And finally we have the Sydon, which has actually 2 builds. This is your usual melee influence build, and there's nothing too unique about this build exactly. What I'm actually interested in talking about is the Doty build that was suggested in the comments of last video. And yes, this is actually a very fun build. You can get like an insanely big crit damage multiplier thanks to the fact that we're just stacking a lot of status with Weeping Wounds and Galvanized Elementalist. And we are also increasing our puncture by even more thanks to Juggler's Barbs. And so when we reach 12x combo multiplier, we have about 20 more critical damage multiplier, which is a lot. And that's all thanks to this arcane. And you can deal some very fun damage, actually. I like this build, but of course influence is gonna be slightly better for AoE scenarios. If you just want to deal with one target, I think Doty will definitely be the best choice. And those were the builds, so let's now see how they perform. Starting strong with the Hack, this weapon is quite alright. I will say the fact that we also have some status damage is nice, because we don't have to shoot all our shots in one heavy gunner's head. We can just do a couple, and the heat statuses and slash effects will also be dealing enough damage to eventually kill most enemies. Yeah, the weapon also has some quite high raw damage, and since we have ammo efficiency, we are not going to ammos as fast as we usually do. And we're also applying a massive amount of slashes and hit procs, and that's nice. We have to waste even less bullets on enemies, which is just awesome. We're also dealing, once again, a lot of damage for a quite old weapon. Of course, this is also thanks to the ribbon I have. Keep in mind that this is a pretty maxed out build. So yeah, overall a very nice weapon. Now for the Marelok, I love this weapon. It has such a unique firing mechanic. It just spins around, you just spin the weapon, and I just love that. That's very silly and very cool. And the weapon deals quite a substantial amount of damage. I don't want to say it's good, because it's not really that good, but it is definitely okay. It's usable. Maybe not the best weapon we have in Warframe, but with the fact that we have punch through, it is actually better than most weapons. And that's all because it's a semi-trigger weapon and not auto or anything else. Because we can use semi-pistol cannonade, and the mod is just completely broken. So yeah, damage is alright. The weapon has some AoE and it deals a lot of damage. The moment we reach 480% more damage from Cascadia Flare, we can like 3-tap enemies usually, if we let the hit stacks do their job as well. So yeah, overall pretty good. I like it. I think it's a solid weapon, and you can use it in your daily missions, which is all you need in Warframe. Alright, now for the Sydon, which is our melee. This is gonna be the melee Doty build, which is, in my opinion, the funnier one, because it deals funny numbers in terms of damage, and you'll see we are currently stacking our combo, so this is very basic damage, nothing crazy going on yet. However, now we have 12 acts almost, and we are dealing the funny numbers. Yes, this is what you can expect from this weapon. Just one 10 okay attack, and you're dealing millions of damage. How lovely. The only sad thing is that we are not using any attack speed mods, so if you can use this weapon with like Wisp or Gauss or Volt or any other Warframe that increases your attack speed, it will be better. It will definitely perform much better, because the damage is already there. Like, this weapon is dealing 2 million damage here and there. It's just deleting enemies. I mean, I like it. This is a pretty cool weapon, and it's not your usual melee influence build, which is just so refreshing. And of course, talking about the melee influence build, well, it's your melee influence build. It's gonna work. It's that's what they do. Just gonna eventually stack enough electricity onto enemies that it just kills all of them. And yes, it's a melee influence build. What you're expecting? This is not new. Every melee weapon can use it, and this is one of them. Now, for more fun shenanigans, let's add viral thanks to our companion. And now we are one-shotting. Now we are one-shotting everything with the hack. This weapon just became a million times more powerful, and our companion is dealing the final blow on most of enemies, but that's fine. I think it's okay. He can have some fun. And for the Marelok, pretty much the same situation. I mean, it's not gonna be able to just one-shot all the time, but most of the time you'll be able to one-shot, especially on headshots. And if you get a slash proc or hit proc, it's gonna shoot through their HP like it's nothing. So yeah, another very serviceable weapon. You just need a little bit of help in the form of viral. You can also add a roar buff, for example, and that will make it deal millions of damage, which, as we know, enemies don't really enjoy, but yeah, that's pretty much what there is to it. For the melee influence build, if you apply viral, I mean, yes, this is what you can expect. It's a melee influence build, like, that does not surprise me at all. The good thing is that the Doty build also works quite nicely. Let me swap to that real quick, because I like this build. It's once again, it's refreshing. I have never used Doty in a melee setup yet. This is the first one, and I enjoy it, which is yeah, I like that. It's new for me. You know, it's something else. And yeah, we are dealing damage. I mean, once again, our companion is dealing the final blow, but we're dealing some fun numbers, and I like that. And those are the Vaykor weapons. I really like all of them because they feel unique and give you a boost in armor, which can be used on a bunch of health tanks in the game to make them even more tanky, like for example Vaykor, Inneros as well, may enjoy that. The Hack is a very strong shotgun, able to burst enemies with high damaging shots. The Marelok is it's a bit slow for today's meta, but it's still able to one-shot most high-level enemies with the right setup and with the right buffs. And the Sydon is able to run 2 different builds instead of just melee influence, which is nice. It's just amazing, and they both work perfectly. They are just both equally good. This might actually be the best Syndicate for now, but there are still 3 to go, so I can't confirm that yet. Well, we'll see very soon. So still Meridian Vaykor variants get a 3 out of 3 good weapons and reach rank 1 right now in the Syndicate tier list, which is not a thing, but it is now. Very, very unexpected. If you like this series, remember to leave a like. It might seem useless, but it does give me a nice boost for creativity and keeps me motivated to spend all my hard-earned platinums to buy formas and potatoes for these weapons. If you are interested in seeing more Warframe content in the future, consider subscribing to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitch for my weekly streams and join my Discord to receive notifications about all my content drops. I wish you a beautiful rest of the day. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.